And now, welcome to the stage, Dan Casper and Lorenzo DeSilvio!
Good evening, Steel City Improv Theater. Welcome. Give it up for yourselves. Now, you might be wondering, why are we dressed so goddamn stylishly tonight? God, I look like a kid. I look like someone who was told to never grow up, and then only my face listened.
I look like a man.
At the end of the day,
We all are.
we all are. So, there is a reason tonight. You see, Anne is not our usual co-host. We usually have the lovely Derek Brown tonight, but he is not here tonight, and to us, that means he is dead. He's dead, and so we thought we'd have ourselves a little funeral for him tonight. Luckily, Derek left us some instructions
He did.
in order to pass him on to this side. Okay, so we'd like to begin with a quote that we believe really guided Derek throughout his life and really informed pretty much all of the actions that he made. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? Which, it's so Derek, because he spent so much time in fast food restaurants, like to the point where he would order shit, just like, can I get frosting with that? No. That's not on the menu. We can't have that.
I never got frosting.
Really?
No. Let us continue with reading Derek's will. To my mother and father, concerning my collection of not so mint condition beanie babies, bury me with them. All of them are coming to hell with me to burn for all eternity. And to my loving girlfriend, I wanted to let you know that I never cheated on you in life, but I'm about to hard fuck the devil in the afterlife. Like, hard fuck the devil in my asshole.
That's a direct quote.
That's a direct quote.
In honor of Derek's death, we have decided to rename the stage. This will now be the Derek, I don't care, doctor, just write any middle name down, Brown Theater. A fitting tribute to a man who died like he lived, choking down frosting.
Dad, I saw the cupcake that he choked on.
Oh, fuck.
It was big.
It was a huge fucking cupcake, crammed down his throat, no air for that windpipe.
Well, we'd like to end the quote with a quote that Derek loved. I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. By Bill Cosby. That really gets me.
I know, he really related to the guy. He didn't so much like his comedy, though.
He just
Are you guys ready for a show?
Yeah!
Yeah. Please welcome to the stage your first comedian of the evening. Please welcome Joey Purse.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey!
Thank you. Thank y'all. I didn't, for a second I thought nobody was going to respond. I'm like, all right, fuck me today. That's what you guys are saying, but you responded. That's dope. So you guys have good days. Yeah, one having an okay. Yes, we're all having terrible days. I'll get to that in a second after I get through this. And you guys have a cool job?
Yeah.
No, I saw a lot of no's and a yeah right here. So what do you do?
I'm scientist.
Science dope as fuck. What do you scientists do? Like, what do you do?
I do human research on drug addiction.
She works at a drug call center. No, that sounds pretty dope though. I don't know. I think the lamest / coolest job I've ever had was I used to work at Build-A-Bear. Oh, you did? Where'd you work? Where are you working?
Seattle.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't work that far away. I was at the Build-A-Bear in Robinson actually. I was the first guy to ever work there, and I was more than likely the last guy to get hired there too. And this is why, because I was a terrible worker. Like I didn't follow the rules because it was kind of hard. I don't know why, I just couldn't. Like the biggest rule we had at the store was we had to speak to the children in a really uppity voice. And like all the women would get eye level with the kids, like, hi, welcome to Build-A-Bear, you want to build a bear today? Come on, let's go. And I'm like, yo, what up? Welcome to Build-A-Bear. You want to build a bear or not? I get paid either way, it don't really matter. Doesn't matter. I actually got the option to quit or be fired. I don't know how I've never heard of that happening, but this is how it happened. If you've never been to Build-A-Bear, you get these voice recorders and you stuff them in the bears and like you play them and they relay dumbass messages like I love you and stuff like my name is Rex or whatever. And then they have pre-made messages, but I talked the kid into letting me make his message. And he liked it. He was walking around the store playing it and stuff, and he got to the register. He was like, Mommy, listen to what the guy put in my bear. And he played it and said, fuck these kids. And that's how I quit. I work at a mortgage center now. This is why my day sucked, because I didn't get to foreclose anyone's home today. Lame. Just fucking lame. My manager found out that I did stand-up though in my interview because she saw on my resume that I couldn't hold a job. And as you could tell with me saying that, my girlfriend isn't with me for money. So, and I like to annoy my girlfriend a lot. I don't know how she deals with it because I think it's fun. Like I feed off of that shit. Once I go into like annoying mode, you can't stop it. I'm unstoppable. Like she has really big lips, so I flick her lips because I think it's funny. And I really like the noise it makes. Like it doesn't matter where we are, I get it in anywhere. Like I did it one time, and all I heard was, I'll drive this car off the road and kill both of us. And I think that shit's hilarious. Because I'm still here, ain't I? Fuck, I call bluffs, fuck the bullshit. She actually, one time she got really mad at me and she ended up slapping me. Back like I didn't stop though. Fuck you talking about? You can't stop me from doing shit. She asks me very stupid questions sometimes, and one of my pet peeve, like my biggest pet peeve, is stupidity. And so she asked me this stupid question, like she got her hair cut a while ago. Before her haircut, she was like, Joey, would you still date me if I didn't have any eyebrows? And I thought this was the perfect time to be annoying because she irritated me, and I was like, no, because you look like a thumb. I can't date a thumb. We don't use thumbs for that. We open doors with you. And then she was like, well, what if I shave the top too? Like, what? And I'm like, no, because you look like my dick. And I beat my dick. It's so stupid. I'm not saying that ever again. That's dumb. It's dumb, right? I thought of that earlier this week, and I'm like, yo, this is so stupid, it's gonna work. It hasn't worked yet. I did it 3 times. Come on. I'm very emotional though, so like being annoying, like it gets me because she gets her revenge. I'm a very emotional guy, like example of roasting, like Miss Scientist lady. Like say you saw me on the street one day and like, yo, you an ugly curly-headed bitch. Well, you know you're right, because when people hit me first, it doesn't bother me, but if I hit you back and you hit me harder, it's gonna cut me deep. Like my girlfriend, we're getting ready to go out one night and she's doing her makeup and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna mess with her, so I tried to roast her. I was like, Aaliyah, you ain't got no knees. How you do this, huh? You can't. How you do that? You need me. You need me. I'm not good at roasting either. She was like, oh, that's what you got, Joey? That's the best you got? Okay. Okay. That's why if you were a lesbian, you look exactly the same. Why would you say that? I see this I look just like my mom. What you trying to say? You trying to call my mom ugly? I don't think she, I don't know. Oh no, you guys from Pittsburgh? Yeah. All of you? Are you from Pittsburgh? You said you work in Seattle. Are you from Pittsburgh?
I'm from Seattle.
Seattle, originally?
Yes, originally.
That's dope. I'm not from Pittsburgh either. There was no meaning to me asking you that question. I'm from Beaver County, which essentially is Pittsburgh. But like I said that at a show before, and this dude was like, "So he's like, you're from Pittsburgh?" And I was like, "No, we don't claim Pittsburgh. We don't." Actually, are you guys familiar with Darrell Revis? No. Okay. Darrell Revis is a football player, and yes, he's black. You can tell he's a football player. And I'm half Italian, half black, and he's actually my cousin. And I was at a show, and after the show, the dude was like, "Are you really from Alabama?" Because that's where he's from. He's like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, so you're familiar with Darrell Revis?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Yeah, that's my cousin." He's like, "No, no, that's impossible. You're not dark enough." What? Are you not aware of how genetics work, my guy? But yeah, I'm from Beaver County. I'm like the 10% diversity down that bitch. I'm like, oh, it's like a bunch of old people, white people and their races. So I stick out everywhere I go. I like to go to GameStop a lot. And I walked into GameStop one time and immediately the clerk was like, yo, you look exotic. What are you, Samoan? Puerto Rican? You be flipping them burritos, my guy? That's what you do? You don't flip those, you wrap them. Like, nah, man, I'm half black. He's like, oh, all the excitement left. Oh, you must be here for that new basketball game. Let me get that for you. Like, hold up, man. For one, that's kind of racist. Two, you didn't let me finish from half fight. Let me get that school shooter simulator. Give it up. Let me get that EA Sports Columbine 99. I said that at a festival 3 weeks ago, and someone was like, "It's too soon." I was like, that was 20 years ago, dude. I don't know. I've been told a lot that I look very racially ambiguous. And you guys know what that means. It means like you look like you could be a bunch of races or ethnicities. But for me, that just means that a bunch of people just speak Spanish to me. And I don't know any Spanish, other than to tell you that I don't know Spanish. Like, I went to Florida, and you guys know that Spanish is the #1 language in that country. And I was at my hotel, I saw the housekeeper come in, and I'm like, yo, I know how this conversation is gonna go, so I have to beat her to it. So as soon as I opened the door, I was like, no hablos inglés. And yeah, she caught it late. If you didn't know what that means I don't speak English. And her eyes got really big. And she was like, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Y tú? ¿Cosi cosi? No bueno? And I couldn't type it in Google Translate fast enough, so I panicked. And I was like, no, you can't kidnap me, and slammed the door in her face. Which makes no sense, because if she wanted my life, she would have took it at that. She would have. Stupid. I was at my cousin's house a few years ago, and I decided to stop by. Well, it's not his house anymore, it's his mom's house. I wanted to stop by and say hi to his mom, because I grew up around them, like common courtesy. And, oh shit. And so I went over to her house, we were playing basketball, and she was like, Joey, you want anything to drink? I was like, yeah, sure. She was like, mi casa, su casa. And I just left, because I don't know what that means. And she followed me. She was like, Joey, why you leave? I was like, you kicked me out. She was like, no, mi casa, su casa means my house is your house. And I was like, oh, well, you get out. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you.
One more time for Joey Purse.
That was great. Okay, we're going to give it up for our next comedian. Welcome to the stage, Eric Heinley.
Wow, hi, thank you. Wow, cool. I'm a waiter, which means sometimes I have to cut people off because after a while it becomes an annoying amount of refills. Yeah, 3 waters you're hydrated. 3 beers you're buzzed. 3 Pepsis you're gross. That's pretty sure. People come in, they review stuff, they write for Yelp, they take pictures of everything, they tell you all about the staff and the food. So that's always what I loved about a new experience. Absolutely no surprises, yeah. That's why before I go out and see a new movie, I'll watch it at home first, just to be sure that I like it. Yeah, we won't waste an hour and a half, but thus far, my perfect life. Yeah, we review too many. Thank you. We review too many things, though, you know? Like, people are like, oh, they're like reviewing pens. Okay, well, I don't think we need to be doing that. We would be comparing the Bic pen to the Pilot G2 pen. Okay, we got something that does that. It is the price, so... check that out, we put it on pretty much everything, so... I think that we just like to complain, you know what I mean? Someone goes skydiving, you're like, yeah, sure, I jumped out of an airplane and survived, but the customer service was lacking, so... I didn't hit the ground, but I was annoyed on my way down, so... I did go skydiving once, though, and it's not this life-changing experience they tell you it is. You know, here's how my life has changed since I've been skydiving. Someone will say to me, hey Eric, have you ever been skydiving? And I say yes. When before, I would have said no. And that's... There's really the big difference in my life since then. It's been dramatic. Yeah, being a waiter is fun, you know, everybody likes to drink. Yeah, I drink differently than I used to. As a kid, you know, it'd be like Friday night, no school tomorrow, party. But now I drink if I have to work, you know what I mean? If I have the next day off, Friday night, you know, if I have the next day off, I'm kicking back, relaxing, that's my kind of day. But if I have to be at work at 9 a.m. handling hot soup over the head of a newborn child, I'm going to be having a bag. Like a good waiter should. Yeah. But drinking's fun, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever crashed a children's birthday party just to show them how hard you can hit a piñata? Only to wake up drunk and realize that was your neighbor taking Instagram photos of his dog in a sombrero. You're running around screaming, it's my quinceañera, my quinceañera, I'm a little Mexican girl. Yeah, too many times, man. Yeah, that's drinking for you. Yeah, you get to work with a lot of different types of people, though. That's what I like, you know. I work with this feminist gal, you know. She grew out her armpit hair to protest the over-sexualization of women. Now, she came to me, she asked me if I was unattracted to that, and I said, no, of course not. I'm unattracted to your weight. That's... Is that the wrong answer? We're all attracted to different things, though. See, like piercings I like, but gauges I don't understand. If I see somebody with a tongue ring, I think that's sexy. But if I see somebody with a hole in their tongue, I think that's cancer. So, it's just, you know, you just don't know. But I do try to date, you know. Like, you know, when I took this girl, I wanted to see a horror movie, okay? Now, during this movie, I started to get scared. So I had to remind myself, you know, don't be afraid. It's only a girl. She isn't real. You're at home masturbating, so... Yeah, sometimes you just gotta take care of yourself. Dating's different though. Like I feel like not too long ago, say someone comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, I think my girl is upset with me. I don't know what to do. What do you think she likes?" You're like, "Oh, I know what she likes. Get her some jewelry, buy her something nice, take her on a date." Don't say that anymore. Now, if you got a friend who comes to you and goes, "Hey, I think my girlfriend's upset with me. I don't know what to do. What do you think she likes?" You're like, "I know what she likes. Someone else." Yeah, I think that's, and you know what? I know you don't want to hear it right now, but I gotta say, you know what? Good for her. So, I think she's right. I don't want to be your friend either. So, it's a whole new game. Yeah, but the ladies have it tough, you know. I hate to stick on this topic for too long, but you saw the Alabama passed the Human Life Protection Act, which can, which can make it illegal to have an abortion after 6 weeks. I wonder if they apply that to other parts of their lives, you know? Like, say they're out at a restaurant, they get a meal they don't like. Are they allowed to send it back, or do they have to keep it? I would think they would have to keep it. What if there's some young gal sitting at the table, and she says, "Hey, I didn't order this," and the waiter says, "Don't you worry about it. That guy ordered for everybody," so... Yeah. Well, one more, huh? My vegan friend had an abortion. No big deal. It was her cheat day, so... Yeah, but being a waiter, I'll tell you, being a waiter's fun. Sometimes people ask me questions and then they won't believe my answers, you know? They're like, hey, how's the meatloaf? I'm like, it's popular, easy eating comfort food. I think it's good. They're like, yeah, but is it really though? No. Lied. No, I'll tell you why I lied. It's because I don't like you. Yeah, I saw you come to the door, I took one look at your face and I thought, oh my god, I hope this guy asked me about the meatloaf. He's never gonna see what I got coming for him. This is gonna blindside him. Yeah, I can see it now. I go home, lay in bed with a girlfriend, she strokes my leg, kisses me on the cheek, she's like, baby, how was your night? I'm like, you're not gonna believe it. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a guy who's got a face that you just want to feed shitty meatloaf to? Oh yeah, I had the opportunity of a lifetime, and I took it. Here's what happened. Guy comes in and says, how's the meatloaf? And I tell him it's good, but guess what? Mediocre at best. Yeah, I'd say it was a pretty good day at work. I just feel like you get asked too many questions, you know? Someone's like, hey, what's that drink? Like, it's a cherry mule. To take on a Moscow mule, comes in a copper mug, iced ginger beer vodka with a fresh lime, and this one has cherry in it. They're like, well, what's that taste like? It tastes like those ingredients. So I'm going to break this down to a molecular level for you. I'm not sure how I can help you here. I think I'm going to cry. Go in my locker. I try to be honest, you know, someone's like, hey, you know, like, what's your favorite thing? Like, my favorite thing has got to be the shrimp and grits. They're like, is it that good? It is that good. Or, I did just see a shrimp taco commercial on the TV. I don't know, I'm really sure. It's either really good, or this cool summer night reminds me of the cocktail parties my father used to throw, and eating this meal is the closest I will ever get to a distant memory. I mean, it's just hard to understand. What is good? That's a good question. Like, you're not really selling me on this. Well, that's because I'm not trying to. I took this job because it was the closest thing to not having one, so... Yeah. People order sides, you know, people order sandwiches, you know, they're like, hey, what's that sandwich? I'm like, well, what do you want for your side? And then that's when they spend way too long pretending like they don't want to order French fries. Yeah, then you hear them say, I know I shouldn't, and that's when you know you're about to go on a French fry guilt trip. Mm-hmm. And then they tell you why. You know, they're like, I know I shouldn't. Next thing you know, my husband will leave me in child services, will take my kids. Like, what? That's because French fries have such a bad reputation. I don't think they're that bad. I think they're okay or even good. And I think we can change this. All we have to do is change the name from French fries to It's a Potato. And I know it comes out cut up into smaller pieces. That's a little technique that you may recognize from every other vegetable. So it is not going to ruin that diet you are not on. Now, I'm sure once we do this, we're going to get some questions, you know? People will like, maybe something like, hey, what the hell did you do to my potato? Like, whoa, calm down. They're like, they want answers, you know? They'll be like, what are you trying to sneak me French fries or something? Are you trying to fatten me up so you can sleep with my wife? And I'm like, no, you know, take it easy, calm down. And they'll be like, no, everyone reads an article, you know, we're all educated. You know, they're like, I read an article once that these things can give me AIDS. I'm like, what? AIDS? And they're like, yeah, and I bet you know that I have an open relationship with my wife and like to express my sexuality with other men on the weekends. So, are you trying to give me AIDS so that you can reintroduce it to the homosexual community to use as propaganda to push your religious beliefs to higher your status as a politician? And I'll be like, no, you know, it's a potato. So, you know, I don't know, who's to say? Thank you so much. My name is Eric. Have a good night.
Eric, finally, everyone. Let's give it up for him one more time. So, your next comedian, call them that. They told me they just really needed to come out here and air some grievances. So please welcome to the stage Ichabod Washington, the pirate skeleton.
That's what I'm talking about. The god. What that little ginger kid said about me? What do you call me a pirate skeleton? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wrong. I'm gonna clear the air. That's one of those grievances I'm talking about. It's one of those grievances. I am not a pirate skeleton. I am a skeleton pirate. Okay? Yes, there's a difference. That I am in fact a skeleton. I am in fact a pirate. That is a fact. That is a skeleton pirate fact. Okay? But, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Now, I want to clear the air right now. I'm playing those Johnny Depp movies. They're good. They're good movies. Historically accurate. Not a lot of people know that. Great movies. But it's, for us skeleton pirates, they're a double-edged sword, you see. Because I got a sword. So, I'm working on my Type 5. It's, spitballing, throwing some things at the wall, see what's there. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get booked for a stand-up gig when people just scream at you and run away? Do you have any idea? Difficult! It is very difficult, okay? What was I talking about? Johnny Depp! I was talking about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Okay, great movies, historically accurate. We established that. It's like archaeology in the 80s. Follow me. When the Indiana Jones movies came out, the good ones, not that Crystal Skull bullshit, okay? When the good ones came out, archaeology programs at universities, you can look this up. I won't, don't use the internet, don't need it. I'm a fucking pirate. Don't need it. They saw their archaeology recruitment skyrocket because everyone saw Indiana Jones, right? And they're like, oh, that's so great. What they didn't realize was that archaeologists don't do a lot of bullwhip tricks and fight Nazis. They sit in the dirt and brush shit off, right? Double-edged sword. The same thing happened. Everybody sees a person who's a skeleton and a pirate, and they say, oh, he must have been on the Jolly Roger, and he was shipwrecked when a sea witch cursed him, and now he lives in Davy Jones' locker, and he will never die, and will never know the sweet release of death. Narrow-minded. There's lots of ways to be cursed, folks. I got news for you. You could get the evil eye from somebody's little old Italian grandmother. That's one way. You could open an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus. Way two. The Hope Diamond. You could own the Hope Diamond. Curse. True. Facts. Look it up. I won't. Don't use the internet. You could be on the cover of Madden. That's 4. You could go out of Wrigley Field. You could trade Babe Ruth. Point is, there's a lot of ways to be cursed. Seahawks have nothing to do with it. And here's sometimes you just need a job. Okay, sometimes you gotta move out of your mom and dad's catacombs, right? I don't expect you to know this. The job market for The Walking Dead, not great. Not the best. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get a line of credit as a skeleton pirate? Difficult! It is very difficult to get a line of credit. I'm sorry, it exacerbates me, okay? Think about my finances. Sometimes the pirate ship comes into the port, and they're hired. And you say, okay, I can do that. Sure, why not? And it's not what it's cracked up to be, I'll be honest. There's marauding, flying, okay, pillaging, great. A lot of hot pirate-on-pirate action below decks. Don't judge. We're at sea for a long time. It's 2020. If you're judging me, you're judging yourself. But do you know there's chores? It's like all chores. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to swab a poop deck when you don't have any muscles or tendons? Do you? Difficult! It is very difficult! I can't get scurvy. That's good. No amino acids, no enzymes, no biosynthetic pathways, no gums to bleed, no gums at all. But the rub, useless, goes right through me. I've got to swap the goddamn poop deck again. It's just one goddamn thing after another, and I'm tired of it. And all I'm saying is, folks, why I asked for this time in front of you tonight, don't judge me until you've taken a walk in my metatarsals, okay? It's a bone joke, keep up. It's metatarsals, it's the top of your foot that connects to the toes, okay? Thank you. One person I've enlightened tonight. The rest of you plebeians, no idea. All I'm saying, don't judge me. Don't make assumptions. Sometimes you're just a person who happens to be cursed to be a skeleton, and you happen to be a pirate without being a pirate skeleton, okay? That's all I'm saying. Don't assume. You know what they say about when you assume, right? It makes an ass out of you and me. But I don't have an ass, because I'm a pirate skeleton. That means the only ass in the room is you.
Oh, wasn't that sweet? That was great.
What a sweet guy.
Okay, we'll keep it going for your next comedian, Joe Ash.
I'm probably gonna bring a really weird energy to this. I had to break up with my boyfriend recently. Yeah, he said he wanted to be polyamorous, and I was like, sorry, pervert, I don't fuck shapes. I'm a very open-minded person, though. I had to explain to my niece what a bisexual was during Pittsburgh Pride last year. People freak out. It's very easy. They said, imagine you're at a party. There's a boy there that only likes cheeseburgers, and there's a girl there that only likes pizza. But there's another boy at the party who fucks both of them. It's a good place to start for you. Speaking of summer events in the city, is anyone here familiar with Anthrocon?
Yeah.
Yeah, no? Yeah, you are. For those of you who don't know, for a long stretch of time, it was the world's largest furry convention, and it took place in Pittsburgh every summer. Okay? So, I learned to drive during this time of year, and one of my favorite memories with my father is he's in the passenger seat, and we're behind a furry in traffic, and I know this because there's a very large trunk, very large duffel bag filled with like faux fur stuff, but what really gives it away is there's this huge rainbow paw print like decal on the back of this dude's Prius, and my dad sees this, and for 2 miles he's absolutely livid. Until eventually he goes, now how would you even know if your dog was gay? I don't know. I came out pretty early. I came out when I was 15. It's not a big deal, I'm just braver than you. And something that people will ask you when you come out that early, like in high school, I remember this one dude asked me, so does that mean that you just like touch your penis and like look at it all day? And I'm like, yeah dude, I'm 15. But still, like, I was thinking about him, looking back on it, still like top 3 coolest math teachers I've ever had. It's good to be back in Pittsburgh. I've been bouncing around for a minute. I was recently in Chicago. I went to a gay bathhouse, exactly what it sounds like. Make my way towards the hot tub. Because worst case scenario, you're jerking off in a bathtub, dog. That's a weekday. So I meet a gentleman. We start touching each other. Things are going great. Until eventually I lean in to kiss him, and he goes, whoa, I don't kiss dudes. And I was like, well, you picked a hell of a place to not do that. He's like, I'm bi, but I don't like kissing dudes. I was like, okay, cool, well, what do you like to do? And he's like, I like getting blown by dudes. I like getting hand jobs from guys. I was like, cool. So your gender preference is someone who will do all the work. Excellent. So in gay bathhouses, if you've ever been, they play pornographs on all the monitors. And in this one particular one, a gentleman tears another gentleman's trousers off. And then he goes, surprise, surprise, look at what we have here. The dick springs up because of physics. And I stood up audibly and said, no one in particular, ass naked. That's not a surprise, you knew he had a penis. That's what this entire piece is predicated upon. Are you guys familiar with pornography? It's films of people having sex with their genitalia. Is this gay bathhouse material not relatable to the people in the back? Is this not a universal fucking... Okay, it's wrapping up, don't worry. On another related note, I got chlamydia a few months ago, and the thing about it is you can get it up in your rectum. So how they test for this is they take a swab and, you know, they collect a sample inside of you. And both times, because I had to do it 2 times, the doctor fucked up the first time. But both times, I was weirdly insulted, and the doctor was like, okay, I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath, count backwards for 5, it's gonna pinch for a minute, but then it'll be over. I'm like, hey dude, if I couldn't take a swab, I wouldn't be here right now. Let's get our afternoons in motion, right? I'm sure you have things to do. I went camping a couple months ago with my brother's family. My cousin, we get dirty, we're on out in the woods, we go back to his tent to change. He goes, I'm fine getting changed in the same tent as you, but you better not check me out. I'm like, hey dude, if all I needed to get off was a glimpse of someone's balls through a pair of skivvies, I'd have less bruises on my neck, wouldn't I? You're fun. Just kidding. My favorite genre of porn is when the man says, I love you. I told that joke to my mom for the first time a couple months ago. Because, here's the thing. Afterwards, she was like, did you say less bruises on your neck during that joke? And I go, yeah. She goes, it's fewer. Thank you. You guys like impressions?
Sure.
This is Claude Monet allowing himself to be vulnerable. You guys like impressions? Thank you. Do you have any blonde people in here? Blonde? Yeah, I see. Here's the thing. Do blondes really have more fun? Yes or no?
Yes.
Really? See, I always figured it's because so many of them are white. I haven't paid for chapstick since 2009. Stealing's fun. You just walk out with the things you want. I've started using advent calendars. 25 days out from any event I anticipate. There are parts of the Bible I like, parts I don't. Love the part that says I get a piece of chocolate every day until something. It's adorable. I don't know. My parents are getting up there in years. I'm living with them now because I just graduated. I'm looking for work. They're very afraid of home invasion. That's one of their biggest fears. But they have 2 small dogs that bark a lot, so they take comfort in it. And I don't know how to tell them that I've snuck out multiple times under their watchful eye. They're like, oh yeah, if anything happens, our dogs will be downstairs for sure. I was like, anyone who comes here has time to smoke a bowl and listen to half a Mountain Goats album before our throats are slashed in the night. And they're like, no, well they recognize your scent. Okay, that's why they don't freak out, because they know what you smell like. I smell like pot and cheap cigarettes a lot of the time. Anyone who's coming to do us harm in the night will probably smell a lot like me. I broke up with someone, well, here's the thing, this was a couple of summers ago. They had erectile dysfunction. Yeah, it's something that happens. People kind of freak out. They're like, oh, how did you manage that? But, you know, all in all, easiest thing about him, they make a pill for that. I wish they made something for his wife's paranoia, because that was awful. You know, he's my husband, he's gonna choose me. And I have to be like, what scenario are you envisioning where I don't kill all 3 of us? You know, when is murder-suicide an option for me? Motels are very flammable. None of them can tell I'm stalling for time. Yeah, that crush. Let's look into our book of jokes. Oh, here's one you'll like. Women be shopping because we live in a capitalist dystopia. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I've been Joseph Esch.
Joe Asher, everyone. Let's give it up for him one more time. Are you guys ready for your headliner? Yeah. Oh, that seems vague. Are you guys ready for your headliner? We've got a treat for you. Please welcome Will Ness.
Hi guys. Keep it going for everyone you've seen tonight. There it is. All right. Let's get into it. Let's do this. I have a big head and I look like a cop. Thank you. Yeah, but when I dress like a cop, I just look like a stripper. I don't know what to do about that. I'm bald. I'm going bald, and it's fine. They say bald is beautiful, but that guy probably also said fedoras are fantastic and soft dicks are super. Fucking terrible saying. No, going bald, like, it simplified my haircut, you know. Just buzz it off now. And the best part of buzzing your head is that you're only 2 eyebrows away from looking completely insane. Like, all I have to do is move the clippers a little lower and I get a seat on the bus whenever I want one. It's great. It's really fun. Yeah, so I also like to eat at Cracker Barrel, or as I call it, Civil War Applebee's. Why is there an old-timey store in the front of this family restaurant? What's the idea? You just come on in and eat some meatloaf around some rusty farm tools, and then buy a rocking chair for the price of a flat screen TV. Okay, Cracker Barrel. I'll do that, sure. Sold. That's why I like Dairy Queen. You know, it's no frills. It's just one guy behind the register sweating through a polo shirt. And why is the man serving me ice cream sweating through a polo shirt? Like, it's frozen, doesn't take that much effort. That's because Dairy Queen's where ice cream meets methamphetamine. Like, this Dairy Queen's the site of a triple homicide with a claw hammer. Do you want sprinkles? Yeah, I do. I want sprinkles. Love Dairy Queen. I live in Pittsburgh, in the south side of Pittsburgh. Yeah, where I rent a house, an entire house. Thank you, it is impressive. Anyone ever find a trash bag full of clothes in your basement and just start wearing them? Is that just me? You know, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth and you appreciate good garbage when you find it, right? I got a sweater that came with a free rash. Can't get that at Macy's. You know, and just so you know, Hawaiian shirts, they're not bought, they are found, right, sir? Yes, he knows. I have 22 Hawaiian shirts. I will go to whatever barbecue, bowling alley, or baptism you want to go to. I'm dressed for it. I'll go. I don't understand fashion. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't get it at all. A lot of guys in the south side in the summer, they wear boat shoes. Are you familiar with these leather incubators for athlete's foot? Like, I know it's hot out, and you don't want to wear socks, bro, but there's just something about naked white legs coming out of little shorts with lobsters on them and going into boat shoes that makes me understand terrorism. Like, I get it now. Is that how you do it on a boat? I don't know, I've never been on a boat in my entire life. I've been in a canoe, though, but no one's ever said, hold on, Daryl, let me slip on my Sperry's before we get shithoused in this floating hammock, because that's what a canoe is. I don't get fashion at all. Like a jet ski is a water motorcycle, but if I walk into a bar in Pittsburgh wearing a jet ski vest, no one thinks I'm tough. All right, that went over your head, that's fine.
That's fine. We'll move on to something else. I work a day job in an office cubicle, which is like putting a desk in a couch cushion fort. But that makes it seem a lot more fun than it is. No, my office tries to be fun, but it's a law firm full of old white men, so fun is you pay $5 to wear jeans on Friday. Yay. That's fun. We tell jokes to each other from a calendar. And then the receptionist, she's an attractive blonde lady with hair from 1987. And she accused me of being too young to know what corduroy is. What? Like, I didn't know that corduroy was a technology that was getting phased out. Did you drive a locomotive to work? No, Susan, I know what pants are. Go call someone on a rotary phone. I hate my job. But I'm an adult. I'm an adult now, reluctantly. And I know that because I bought a mattress, brand new, plastic still on, wasn't even President's Day. That's right. Which was a big step for me, because in my 20s, I would have slept on an indoor pile of leaves before I spent money on a mattress. What, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna do, like, a new mattress in my 20s was just the mattress I found most recently with a stain-free side. That was a new mattress. And I wouldn't even throw out the mattress I had. I would just stack the new old mattress on the old mattress until I had something about the right height of a bed. So, I didn't know how to throw out a mattress. Like, when you live in a city, like, you get used to seeing all kinds of fun garbage, like just old mattresses down by the train tracks. Like, that's a thing that's in Pittsburgh. So I thought that, throwing out apparently there's a phone call involved in throwing out a mattress. I thought you just drag it outside. It became an outside mattress. The maintenance is different. And someone will just walk by and spray paint something on that mattress, like the name Dan and a question mark, and that's it. It's just a little frightening to see on a mattress. You're like, is Dan okay? Is he missing? Is he injured? And why are we using this waterlogged mattress instead of a missing persons poster? And we have no idea what Dan looks like. All we know for sure is that he enjoys trains and outside naps. He's probably a guy in his 20s. Well, Dan's probably fine, Because as we all know, old mattresses, those are like drifter bulletin boards, Just like the corkboard at the post office, It's a place where you share community events and recipes and occasionally misconnections. So, some lonely heart just left a message out there. Dan? Which translates from hobo slang to the entire song Faithfully by Journey. And you hope that one day, Dan will see that, and he'll reconnect, he'll split a jug of bathtub hooch and make beautiful frontier love on that outside mattress that brought them together. I guess I'm the only romantic here. Fine. That's fine. And speaking of outside mattresses, smells are weird. I read somewhere that smells are linked to memories. You can smell something, like you can smell a house fire and it will remind you of a fun camping trip you had as a Boy Scout. And if that's true, how come Yankee Candle doesn't make a candle that smells like gin and stripper tits? That's what all my favorite memories smell like. Where's that candle? I want that one. That one's for me. That one's mine. But they do make one that smells like new car, which why are we doing that? I don't need my bathroom to smell like conditioned leather and glue while I'm freaking out thinking I have cancer because I forgot that I ate beets yesterday. And most of you got that one just at different times. I like it. Here's a double standard nobody talks about. How come guys without kids can't have stuffed animals? Right? Like a young lady does it and it's adorable, but I do it, it looks like one of two things. Either I just lost a child or I'm trying to lure one in. Especially his haircut, which isn't fair, because like if there's a thunderstorm, I'm out of luck. I just gotta find some cuddle bourbon. It's a bottle of bourbon I keep in a hoodie sweatshirt. Keep that handy. You know, it's not fair. I shouldn't be judged a certain way because I want some smiles on my Saturday night that start with a stuffed animal parade in the kitchen that ends up with me and 15 of my best bear buddies sharing an Afghan blanket on a love seat watching the DuckTales marathon. Yeah, I can't have that though. You know, because if someone walks in while all that's going on, like there's no excuse that's going to explain that away. Like there's just going to be a phone call and police officers in my basement. Like that is the procedure there. And usually like neighbors on the news will be like, we had no idea. No, not when you live next to a stuffed animal guy. They're like, we knew the whole time. Should have been here a lot sooner. This is fun. I'm not from Pittsburgh originally. I'm from a small town, Meadville, PA. Woo! No, you don't know where that is. Come on. It's rural PA. It's a great place to grow up if you're a tree that really likes meth. It is, you know? And I understand why rednecks, they like setting things on fire and blowing shit up. Like, I get that. Because you can only play so much one-on-none basketball until you throw an entire can of Barbasol into a bonfire just to see what happens. So it's a geyser of red-hot shaving cream. That's how I lost my hair, okay? No, it's call it small-town fun, right? You know? You take a Halloween scarecrow and you throw it off a bridge in oncoming traffic. Happy Halloween, that's a felony. Do it before you're 18. It's nice. Or you find your English teacher's Jeep Grand Cherokee and you glue the gas cap shut 15 times until he puts a padlock on his gas cap and never figures it out it's you. So I still got that one. By far, the weirdest thing I would do as a kid in a small town. And I knew I was a weird kid. I knew it because as an adult, like when I see juggalos, I'm not that uncomfortable, you know? Like, whoop whoop fam, do what you gotta do. But the weirdest thing I would do is I would walk to a gas station and buy a bag of chips. Ruffles, I like the Ridges, okay? And then I'd trot on down to an old softball field and I'd open this bag of chips and dump it out in the middle of the field and just watch the birds eat it like an old man waiting to die. I was 13 and sitting in a dugout that was only supposed to be used for teenage sex by myself, but it was fine, it's okay. It was weird, and I come from like an almost white trash family. Not that I'm better than white trash, we just didn't make it there. Like my parents, they drank Natty Light every day, but then they recycled the cans, so it's like right up to that line, not across. You know? And then my dad didn't drive a truck, he drove a station wagon, which that's just a family style hearse right there. Instead of a casket, the back has a small couch that makes children car sick. I'm pretty sure my dad was like, yeah, let him sit in the back. If we get rear-ended, we can sleep in and go to movies again. It'll be great. So, like every one of my family vacations, they involved a canoe and live bait. And I suggested one time at 10 years old, I was like, hey, why don't we try Disneyland just once? Like, that's a place we could go. And my white trash parents looked me right in my Kool-Aid mustache face, and they said, you wouldn't like Disney. Well, let that sink in. Like, this is a theme park built specifically for 10-year-old children. Apparently, I'm the only one in the continental United States that's gonna kick open the gates of the Magical Kingdom and be like, 2 thumbs down. Where's Mr. Mouse? I want a refund. So, but they had a plan. They were gonna do something else instead. They saved up their beer cans until they had enough to qualify as scrap metal, which took about a month. That's it. That's really all it took. And they cashed those in for gas money, and they took us for a week on the Jersey Shore. Yeah, I know you wanted that story to have a happier ending. I did too. But I didn't get one. And so let's say if someone like me gets made, I don't know. Now that needs a better ending, you're right. I drink alone a lot. I don't know if that's coming through at all. You know, you develop a lot of bad habits when you drink alone. Like, You go to the bar and you find you can't order home drinks, because when I'm at home, I like to drink something that I call a London midterm. And yeah, that's my own thing. It's just made, it's a simple drink. It's made with straight gin and Adderall. That's what it is. A lot of bars don't have that, you know. You got a little lemonade, we'll call it a Focus Tom Collins. Work with me here. Also, Scope mouthwash, not a mixer. Which I take umbrage with that, because I like to mix Scotch whiskey and Scope mouthwash, and I call it Scotch. It is a minty fresh gentleman's drink. Freshens your breath and it gets you fucked up. It's like a better Rumpelmints, and it really confuses the police when you get pulled over. Now, when I do go to bars, though, I like to go to just the diviest bars I can find. You know? Because there's less people and more surprises. And that's what I want. But I don't mean cute surprises like, hey, Tiffany got a candy necklace with her mixed drink. This bar's fun. No. I mean real surprises like I walked into the men's room and found a beer glass full of shit. It's a true story at a Pittsburgh bar. It really is. It was just hanging out in the back tank of the toilet. A little orange slice on top. I guess it was a Belgian wheat shit, I don't know. And you're like, is this gang violence? Like, what happened to just writing on the walls? Which, by the way, in this bar, the walls were covered, floor to ceiling, with lots of graffiti and these stickers, these little hello, my name is name tag stickers that the bar would hand out to everyone so they could make their own cute name tag that said things like, Keith has a big dick, which no, he doesn't. There's no big dick Keith in the world at all. And then Randy loves rockin' tits, which that's fine. I have nothing to add to that. That checks out. That's what belongs on the wall. You're right. So, by the way, the bathroom was just a disaster. Like there was one urinal in the bathroom, broken. I don't mean not working. I mean pieces missing. And then there was a sink and just a hole in the wall where a mirror should have been at one point. And then this one toilet hanging out by itself. No stall with a door, none of that. No seat even, just sitting there by itself, awesome. And even in this disaster masterpiece of a bathroom, like the fresh glass of shit still caught me off guard. So what are you expecting? All right. So I'm using this toilet because it's the only one that works. And I'm like, you know what though? That's kind of impressive if you think about it. Like, because this shit magician had to climb up on the seat, roll down what I assume were tuxedo pants, and fill a tiny target without looking at it. I don't know about you guys, but I can't hit a garbage can that's 3 feet away from me every day. This guy, he no look, threaded a long, sneaky turd into a pint glass. Walked out of there like one of the 98 Chicago Bulls, abracadabra, that's a glass of shit right there. What actually happened, what really happened, was some drunk asshole, he shit in his hand and wiped it over top of the glass. Like that's what happened. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to believe in the magic. I want to believe that there is a man in Pittsburgh with just a home full of half empty or half full glasses of shit, depending how you look at life. And a chalkboard with like makes and misses and geometric equations, just the words mission accomplished next to a pressed tuxedo. So that's what I choose to believe, and I was done touching doorknobs for the rest of my entire life. But not done going to that bar, because that is where I met my wife. It really is. It really is. Alright, well I think we got time for one more fun story. Yes, yeah. So I drink alone a lot. I do a lot of other stuff alone. Like I like to go to Pittsburgh city parks and pick up garbage and then just put it in other city parks because no one notices and I don't run out of things to do. And then I like to talk to stray cats, which is something that you do alone and something that makes you alone. Okay. And I like to go on walks. I like to walk by myself, just up and down the rivers like a widowed steamboat captain, just by myself. And my usual walking route in the South Side, it takes me over this bridge, this pedestrian bridge that's built over train tracks. And now to get to this bridge, you have to climb a tall, zigzagging staircase, and the bridge is built at the side of a hill. There's another set of stairs up into the South Side slopes. Now, one Sunday morning, as I was cresting the top of this first zigzag staircase, I saw what I thought were 3 people breakdancing. Yeah, but was actually 3 adults engaged in an open-air 3-way.
Yes.
Yes. It was not my initial reaction. But it also gives you like a glimpse into like how sad my sex life is that I took like some popping and locking for a threesome. That's what I thought it was. And like the demographics, it broke down. It was 2 guys, 1 girl. I'm Catholic, so I was raised to call that the Eiffel Tower. Okay, you call it whatever you want. Also, it was noon. All right. So you know that fairy tale with like the billy goats and the bridge and the troll? It was like that, except with 2 trolls and the sound of a wet baseball mitt opening and closing real fast. And so I turned and walked away as quickly as possible because I've surprised raccoons in a similar situation. That didn't end well. So who knows what these bridge people will do. And then I got back to the bottom of the zigzag staircase, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to take the long way home just because Greasy Steve and the gang couldn't find an empty van, or at least have the decency to take this under the bridge, which is where we all agree it belongs. Okay. A little hindsight pro tip for you: if they're willing to have sex on the bridge, they probably definitely have knives. So just so you know that'll come into play later. I made this decision. Like, I am walking across this bridge, eyes locked on the ground, because the last thing this nightmare needs is eye contact. But still look at my periphery, because let's be honest, I want to know what they look like. I really do. And every step closer that I get to this trio, like I'm noticing things. Like they're just in a state of half undress. Like their jeans are on but rolled down to their ankles, and it was Sundays for Steelers jerseys, of course. Right? And both the guys have lit cigarettes in their mouths, which they have not bothered to take out at all. And every inch closer I get, they're just doubling down on the pumping. Like, you know, this shame is for the van. This is a bridge. Bring your A game, right? And I get to them and I say, "Howdy, folks." Never said that in my entire life at all. It's not me, but hey, I'm part of a threesome. I'm trying new things. Let's do it. I mosey on by up the next flight of stairs into the south side slopes. And at the top of that flight of stairs, there is, no joke, there's a little old lady in a headscarf who says to me with a Polish accent, "Are they done yet?" And all I could think was, there's a line for this? Oh my God. All right, that's it for me. I'm Ellis. Thank you so much for coming out.
Give it up one more time for Will Ness. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This has been Steel City Improv Theater. They have shows coming up right after this, so stick around for that. We hope you had a good night out.
I had a good night out.
Good night.
Good night.